welcome back to my channel. As you know, I have been pretty down lately and depressed and a lot of things negative, but I try to keep my mood not being depressed, if that was a good description. I was working hard to be positive. Let's just say that. Yesterday, I cannot count the times that I almost started crying. And I know it sounds silly when I said in my last video, I didn't cry when I was a child because they let my abuser know they won. And for some people, that might be hard to believe that here I am, a full-grown adult, and that still is attached to me. I'm not saying that you guys feel that way. Just people in general, there's people out in the world that don't understand anything. I think all the way to bedtime last night, because I remember tearing up when I was laying down. I had another long talk with God and my guides. It was kind of sad. And I don't know why I'm getting sad right now, because I have something really important to tell you. But I was very sad. My mind was going in many positive directions of me trying to manifest my future, my near future, I should say. I've got to be in a positive place. I know I'm the only one that can do it for myself. So I'm trying to work at it. I'm trying to do so many things in different directions on social media also, including my book that I just wrote, waiting for it to be published, by the way. I'm trying really hard. But last night I laid down. My sleeping pills had kicked in, and I don't remember if I was already asleep. That really I struggle with, because I have so many of these visits that I'm awake, then I'm asleep, then I'm asleep, so it's very hard. I don't remember last night, but what I do remember was the geometric shapes coming in. They were kind of like a pink and maybe a pinkish orange, but they were rolling in, and it was kind of bubbled outward. And that part that was out was coming toward me. I think it stopped maybe in my knee area of the bed. And the next thing I seen was a tubular round thing, almost wall to wall, almost. It wasn't touching the walls. It was horizontal, and it was just a big tube, and it was spinning. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm getting irritated. And I thought in my head, which I know they can hear, I said, "Is that all you have to offer me?" I know I did. "You guys come to me all the time without information, without communicating." I'm having a flash right now. They're showing me the words again that are transparent. And I want to say I seen them all over. I seen them all over the ceiling. I couldn't read them. And so in my head, again, I said, I cannot read those. Again, those are transparent. They're the same color as the ceilings. I can just see the shapes of them. And some of them looked foreign. Some of them, maybe they're different languages. I don't know. I'm going to get the beginning sequence of all of this confused. I might say things out of order, but just know they did happen. So I don't remember if that tubular circulating thing had stayed there this whole time. I can't remember. I don't think it did. I'm watching that, and I can't remember if I shifted in bed. I can't remember what happened. My gaze had left it. And then when I looked back, it was gone. And I was just like, and just like that, they're gone. I am getting so tired of this. Why do you even come to me? That was all in my head. And I kind of just laid on my side and closed my eyes. And all of a sudden, I'm going to try hard not to cry, because I think I might. I hope not. Because these next things, I was so excited about. And then what I did at the end, I had beat myself up for it. But I couldn't help it. But anyway, I'm sitting on the bed, or laying on the bed, I should say, on my left side, with this hand up here and the other one on the mattress. And then all of a sudden, I felt the most beautiful pulsing energy. And my first thoughts were, am I putting my hand to sleep? You know, what's going on? And then I realized this pulsing is from another world. And it was rhythmic. And I'm like, what in the world? I rolled over and I seen this energy. I cannot explain it to you. I seen this energy that was flowing to me. And I held my hands out, and then my whole hand was engulfed, and it was pulsing with the same pulse. And I'm like, what in the world? I could see it just going from me to where that tubular thing was. And then I turned my hands like this, and it was just coming from my fingers. And I'm like, I'm just amazed and in awe. And I was really getting happy. And then I seen it going toward the wall where they always come from. And then I put my hands down, and when I did, I felt the crunchiness that I've told you about. And so I held my hands up, and around each finger in my hand and all this, you could see tiny film that was surrounding my fingers like a glove. And it was geometric shapes, but of energy. And it was crunchy when I did that. And it would not get off. And so I put my hands down, and it stayed there until I laid back down. But when I looked up to see where this energy was coming from, is what excited me even more. I think it was my best visit yet. So I look, and all of the film is gone. There's nothing in this room whatsoever, energy-wise. Or so I thought. And I looked toward the bed. I don't know what hung on to my curiosity as long as it did. But I was scanning the room, and lo and behold, I saw entities moving. Do you remember when I told you that my bed thumper appeared before me in the middle of the day and I could see him? Since then, I have kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and to no avail. I could not do it again. But last night I did it again. And so I seen these, for sure, two figures moving around. One was short, or seemed short, and the other one was a little taller, maybe my height. And I'm unsure if I saw their heights correctly. I do think there were more entities in the room than those two. I feel that the room was pretty full. But for some reason, I was focused on those two. One, I waved, and one waved back. And I think it was a girl, and I'll tell you why. I got female energy. I got happy energy. And I'm just looking at her, and I'm talking out loud to them. I said, oh my God, I see you. This is amazing. Oh my God. I didn't think one thought in my head. And then all of a sudden, what I thought and still think that I seen was coming from the top of her head. I don't know that for a fact. It could have been chest level. I'm not sure. But what caught my eye, it was so beautiful. I'm still seeing it. It was little balls of light coming from the top of something. It just kind of raised up, and you can kind of see the little balls of white light, and they're moving, and then they turn pink. And I'm looking, and I said, I see that. And then it really started doing that, and I said, oh my God, that looks like glitter. I love glitter. And then all of a sudden, it flowed toward me. And I don't remember what I did when it got to me, but I do know it got to me. It was like a film of bright, glittery light coming to me. And I'm like, oh my God. And I told him, because I'm laying down looking toward my feet. And so I said, please don't go anywhere, because usually when I move, they leave. I said, please stay there. I have got to sit up. And I sat up and they stayed there. And that really, it got my heart. They stayed. And off and on, I would see this pink glittery light coming from that area, but it stayed with her. I think it was a her. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to say her. But it stayed with her. It would come out every now and then dissipate. And then I was asking them a lot of questions. I cannot remember all of them, but I was saying, can you help me hear your thoughts? Can you help me with telepathy? Because I can't hear you. I want to talk to you. Like I said, I can't remember all of them, but I was talking a lot. And then all of a sudden, on the one that I felt was a boy, a white balls of light that turned into white balls of blue glitter slowly came out of what I thought was his head. Just kind of slowly came out and just kind of danced around a little bit and then went back into where it came from. And I said, oh my God, I saw that. But I think it only happened once. And as I'm sitting there and I'm scanning the room, and I want to say it was so packed on this end that it was really hard to determine how many were in this room. But my attention was on those two. And I said to them, I think I see more than just you in here, but I can't tell. And I continued to scan. I would go to this wall, to that wall. And I even want to say I looked on the side. And I'm just talking for a good 5 minutes and looking around, scanning. And I told them, I am sorry. I am so sorry, but my sleeping pills have really kicked in. I've got to lay down. When my sleeping pills kick in, my blood pressure really drops. And if I get up at any time, my blood pressure will fluctuate even worse, and I almost pass out. So I was sitting up, and I wasn't feeling that great, and extreme tiredness came over. And I knew at that point forward, I probably wouldn't remember half the things that would happen. And so I apologized. I said, I love you. I love you so much. And I said that more than once. And I said, thank you so much for coming to see me. I am so grateful. I gave them so much of my love and thanked them endlessly. And I laid down. And I remember saying, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe I'm talking to entities that I see. And I said again, I love you so much. And I want to say I looked down once and they were still there. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then I fell asleep. That makes me happy. Something tells me that those two were my kids, but I don't know. I kind of doubt myself quite a bit because sometimes I will say something that I feel and it does turn out to be wrong. And so I'm trying to gauge those feelings and to know what I said was right or wrong. And I'm sorry to this whole video, you couldn't see a lot of me. That's where I thought I had it. I regret going to sleep. I regret taking my sleeping pills, but I was only on 1 hour of sleep. It really knocked me out. I slept the whole night through and I got up at 11 this morning. I want to say that we do so many things at night. We play with our phones, we watch TV, that we don't know what's going on in the room. I don't know how long they've been there because I was on my phone. And I could have had more visiting time. And then again, on the other hand, there were times, many times, too many, that I didn't get on my phone. I did not take my sleeping pills, but I waited. And I waited and I waited and I waited and nobody came. And that gets depressing and sad. I don't think I'll sleep tonight. Still, every other day, I don't sleep. If I do, it's for an hour, maybe 2, and that's it. When I wake back up, I'm going to be looking for them more than I have been. I hope that I see them again. I hope that all of them keep coming to me. And I hope that things will change, and one point we can talk to each other. And saying that out loud is very, very sad for me. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I have been talking to them in my head today, thanking them for coming and how much I love them. It was awesome. It was great. I don't know what the pink and blue energy balls, would you even call them that? I don't know what those were or they were intended for. Were they intended to strictly for me and they distributed them where I can see them for me? Or was that a part of them? I couldn't wait to get on here and tell you. And when I woke up this morning, if you want to call it morning, my first thought was that immediately. I didn't have to scan for it or anything. And those for you who are new, being a medium, I scan. I don't know if every medium does that, but what I do is I do this. I don't know if I do it with my eyes every time, but I can actually feel my mind shifting. I hope that makes sense to you because it sounds kind of far-fetched, but I scan and this information comes to me. Sometimes slowly, sometimes all of it, and sometimes just a clip of it. But that's how I retrieved all of this information. And when I woke up this morning, I didn't have to do that. I opened my eyes and immediately I knew what happened last night. And then my second thought was, I cannot wait to make a video of this. They know that I talk to you guys on YouTube about this. They know I make videos of this, and yet they keep coming to me. So that leads me to believe that they're okay with me doing this. And I hope they're okay with me doing this. I have a feeling that it is. I would say if I wasn't supposed to, they would stop coming, or they would wipe my memory or something. I hope they never do that. But here I am. I'm still talking about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this here. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.